For 12,000 years, everyone thought Atlantis was a myth. Then scientists found something underwater that should not exist. Here is what they discovered. In 360 BC, the Greek philosopher Plato wrote about a civilization more advanced than anything the world had ever seen. A powerful empire with golden temples, canals that pierced through mountains, and technology that should not have existed. He called it Atlantis, and he said it was destroyed overnight. For millennia, historians dismissed this as fiction. But recent discoveries are forcing scientists to ask, what if Plato was right? Plato was not just telling a story. He claimed Atlantis existed 9,000 years before his time, around 9,500 BC. The city sat beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we call the Strait of Gibraltar. The Atlanteans built concentric rings of water and land, 3 massive rings connected by canals wide enough for ships to pass through. In the center stood a citadel wrapped in gold and silver. They had hot and cold water systems, massive stadiums, and temples dedicated to Poseidon. According to Plato, Atlantis reached for world domination. The gods, angered by Atlantean arrogance, destroyed the civilization in a single day and night. Earthquakes, floods, and the city sank into the ocean, vanishing forever. For over 1,000 years, explorers searched for Atlantis. Some looked in the Mediterranean. Others claimed it was in the Caribbean, Antarctica, or even the Bahamas. Most discoveries were dismissed as coincidences or hoaxes. But in the 1960s, something changed. Scientists developed sonar technology that could map the ocean floor in unprecedented detail. They discovered something disturbing. Entire cities submerged under hundreds of feet of water. In 1968, divers off the Bahamas found the Bimini Road, a formation of massive limestone blocks arranged in perfect geometric patterns. Some blocks weighed over 50 tons. Natural erosion does not create straight edges and right angles. This was built by someone. Carbon dating placed some of these structures at 10,000 BC, matching Plato's timeline almost exactly. Mainstream archaeologists called it natural formation, but the evidence kept accumulating. Fast forward to 2011. A team using satellite imagery and underwater drones discovered something in the Atlantic Ocean that made headlines worldwide. Beneath the waves, they found what appeared to be artificial structures arranged in a perfect circular pattern. The site measured 12 miles across, matching Plato's description of Atlantis' outer ring, almost perfectly. Dr. Claudio Maccone, an Italian astrophysicist, led a team that analyzed the site composition. They found concentrations of metals that should not exist naturally in ocean sediment. The metal ratios matched what archaeologists call orichalcum, the glowing red metal from Plato's description. Even more disturbing, underwater archaeologists discovered evidence of a massive tsunami layer, sediment deposits that suggested a catastrophic event occurred around 9,500 BC, exactly when Plato said, Atlantis fell. In 2018, a Spanish research team deployed ground-penetrating radar technology off the coast of southern Spain. Beneath the sediment of the Gulf of Cadiz, they discovered something extraordinary. Massive rectangular structures arranged in geometric patterns. The radar revealed walls extending hundreds of meters underground, built with precision that defies natural formation. These structures matched nothing in Spanish historical records. The dating suggested they were over 10,000 years old. Mainstream archaeologists refused to believe it. Natural erosion, they claimed. Geological coincidence. But the ground-penetrating radar showed something impossible. Straight lines, perfect angles, massive stone blocks stacked with mathematical precision. This was not random sediment. This was construction. This was architecture. This was built by intelligent hands. While Western scientists searched the Atlantic, ancient texts told a different story. For thousands of years, Hindu scriptures had described a civilization matching Atlantis perfectly. The Rig Veda, written over 3,500 years ago, contained detailed accounts of an advanced society, a civilization that existed before the Great Flood. The Ramayana described flying machines called vimanas, powerful weapons that could destroy entire cities, and technology that should not have existed in ancient times. Sage Valmiki wrote about a city protected by golden walls, canals filled with crystal clear water, and temples built from materials that defied corrosion. The Puranas spoke of 3 cycles of civilization: rise, prosperity, and destruction by cosmic flood, each cycle lasting thousands of years, each ending with the same catastrophic event. The Srimad Bhagavatam described an advanced civilization existing 12,000 years ago, a time when humans lived for thousands of years, possessed knowledge of the stars, and mastered technologies we are only now rediscovering. Hindu scholars point to the description of Dwarka, the legendary city of Lord Krishna. Archaeologists discovered Dwarka underwater off the coast of Gujarat. Massive stone structures, perfectly cut blocks, and evidence of a sophisticated urban civilization. Carbon dating placed Dwarka at over 9,000 years old, matching the timeline of Plato's Atlantis, matching the timeline of the Hindu scriptures. The question is not whether advanced civilizations existed. The question is why mainstream history denies it. Why textbooks teach that 12,000 years ago humans were simple hunter-gatherers, when underwater discoveries prove otherwise. When ancient scriptures describe technology we are only now developing. The evidence is undeniable. The scriptures are accurate, and the truth about our past is far more extraordinary than we ever imagined. Beneath the waves lay evidence of craftsmanship beyond comprehension. Massive stone blocks carved with impossible precision, each cut made at angles that modern lasers struggle to replicate. Symbols etched into granite that has survived 12,000 years underwater. A same lost technology. This was not primitive humanity. This was a civilization that mastered physics, that understood sound waves, that harnessed energy we are only now beginning to comprehend. The craftsman who carved these stones is gone. The tools are lost. The knowledge vanished. But the evidence remains, carved in stone, hidden beneath the waves, waiting for us to discover what we once knew. The question is not whether they existed. The question is whether we will learn from them before we share their fate.